this our first show of the year?
Mm-hmm.
New year, new me.
Good morning, good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. It's the first show of 2024, y'all. What's up?
New year, new me. What up?
Is that what it is? You have to do your new me.
Yep, everything resets.
Oh, yeah. How was y'all's New Year's Eve? Let's start there.
It was good. I know Q probably had the most lit one of us all.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, setting up 2 floors of equipment, lights and everything. It was exhausting.
Okay.
I don't think I caught up on sleep until about Wednesday or Thursday.
As long as you had fun. But oh wait, my real question is, what was the first song of 2024 that you played?
Ooh.
Don't remember.
Don't remember. Oh, that means
That's
it's a
a
great
good
party. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think-
don't remember after the New Year. I don't.
Wow. Okay.
I think I'm still recovering from New Year's. That's why I sound like I smoked a 6-pack a day. Too much tailgating at the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
It was a
That'll
blast
do it.
though. At least
That'll
we got
do
to
it.
see a dub.
True.
It was. A
Were
good
you
time.
worried?
It was. I was. I'm not gonna lie, but the more shots I took, the less worried.
So, how about New Year's resolutions? Do you guys have one?
I don't think I said a new resolution. I think my resolution every year is to like get better in my business endeavors. So this year is sound and lighting, full production, getting that together. So that's my resolution really.
Fair enough. Mine is eating habits. So I'm trying to focus on more whole foods, less eating out. So
Okay.
cooking at home. And then of course, I'm trying to do the whole dry January vibe until my birthday at the end of the month. So we'll see. I really locked into the gym last year, so now I want to focus on my eating habits more.
Oh, nice. That's good.
You?
I haven't really thought about it. I guess it would be time management.
Fair.
Always important.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
I think time management would have to be it, and that would kind of coincide with, I guess, letting people in, right? Like, you got to watch who you let into your mental, your inner circle, that kind of thing. I think 2023 was kind of rough, so just letting people in, like,
Setting more boundaries.
setting more boundaries. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Picky choosy. I like that.
Gotta be. We've got a lot to talk about on today's show. The Chiefs, they'll rest Patrick Mahomes and a few other players. Week 18, we'll dive into that. And then former Chiefs star, now Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, he had a little fire at his, we can say, mansion in South Florida. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then Michigan and Washington, they both advanced to the 2024 college football playoff national championship game. We'll pick our winners. And we're going to talk about this Grambling State women's basketball team. They had a 141 point, I'll say that again, 141 point victory, which is, they set an NCAA women's record.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Run it
of
up.
A lot of points.
That's kind of crazy. And then we'll dive into our sneakers of the week in about 30 minutes. So stay with us. Let's get into today's headlines.
This one shouldn't be as nerve-wracking as last week, I guess. Chiefs will rest Patrick Mahomes, Rasheed Rice, and others in LA tomorrow for Week 18 matchup versus the Chargers. Chiefs backup QB Blaine Gabbert is to start. Steve, how do you feel about this one?
Well, let me start with this. I think there's some guys on the team who, of course, want to play. At the end of the year, every year, you get incentives on your contract, whether it's, let's say, Chris Jones, he had to get 10 sacks in order to get an extra 1.25 million at the end of the season.
How many sacks do you have?
He has 9.5.
Oh.
So,
Head on team.
yeah. So, Travis Kelce, this is an opportunity for him. He's 16 yards shy of making his 8th consecutive 1,000-yard season.
Oh, so he didn't get that the last 3 weeks either?
He didn't get that the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
Nope. So that's another one. Then you have Rashee Rice, who is I want to say 60 some yards for being a 1,000 yard wide receiver as a rookie.
Mm.
You have Isaiah Pacheco, who's around that 60-yard mark of being a 1,000 yard running back
Mm.
in his second year. So some guys have some incentives. You look around the league, you have like Odell Beckham Jr., who needs a few touchdowns or a couple of touchdowns and yards to get his incentives. And you see some other guys, quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield has to be, I think, top 10 in passing in the league, and also has to have X amount of touchdowns at the end of the season in order to get his incentive. So some guys are going to be making some things happen this week. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, he's not playing.
They benched him at the rest of the season. He's playing so bad.
So Blaine Gabbert will be the starter. Yeah, we have Andy Reid as well that talked earlier this week. We can hear what he had to say.
Look forward to the challenge of playing the Chargers. Giff has been put in that position as a head coach. The guys are playing hard for him, and that's we got to have a good week of preparation. I'm gonna go ahead and Pat won't play, so Blaine will take over at that spot, and then we'll rotate the other guys in as we go. So, but we look forward to the challenge of getting ready, and we got to make sure that we have a good week of preparation.
So, with that being said, with guys like Chris Jones, of course, Rashee Rice won't play, but then you still have Travis Kelce, who needs those yards. I mean, of course, no other tight end has ever done that, even come close.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the wide receiver numbers now. When you talk about 8 consecutive, like the Mike Evans of the world, there's been some other guys who have done consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and y'all know how hard that is. Like
Super.
to have 1,000-yard season
consecutively, not to have a down year.
Yeah.
Even in your down year, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
Yeah.
Staying healthy is a tough thing to do in the NFL. So.
But if you're Rashee Rice, are you pressing the issue then at this point? Because I mean, it sounds a little bit selfish, but at the same time, like those are accolades. That's stuff that you build off of years. But then at the same time, you don't want to risk injury. I don't know what I would do.
I'd want to play. If I was still in my playing days, I'd want to play.
Yeah.
That'd just be the bottom line. Unless we were the number 1 seed, I would want to play.
Now you think about, well, he had a hamstring. He tweaked his hamstring a little bit. So, if I'm Andy Reid and I'm like you're a rookie, you'll have more opportunities, right? Now 1,000-yard seasons don't come all that often, So I mean, I get it, but then again, you know your end goal. You know how much it means to the team. That's when you start looking at, all right, am I wanting my personal accolades to be I guess ahead of what the team end goal is trying to do? Because resting your hamstring is more important than going out there and saying that I got 1,000 yards. Okay,
true.
You went home first round of the playoffs.
Fair enough.
I mean, you go home the first round, but you get that bonus.
True.
Yeah, but going to the second round, divisional round, you also get some bonus. AFC Championship, you also get an extra bonus. So you want those 1,000 yards, or you want an extra couple $1 million on your $800,000 rookie contract?
This season on this team, I want the yards.
I think that's more guaranteed. Absolutely.
I
think I'd want
far
to
more guaranteed than a deep playoff run.
I think I'd want to pat my stats. I think it would be. I'd want to be selfish right now, just because of, like Q said, how the way it's been trending. I think I'd rather pat myself, just in case if I do have to end up landing somewhere else, God forbid. I think I would want to have that stat under my belt.
Yeah,
I definitely would.
Adam Garcia says Dalvin Cook needs 1,036 yards to reach his incentive.
Hopefully he makes it this week.
He also said Cat Williams is the GOAT.
All type of shots fired. No, I love it.
Yeah.
Now, there's a fire at Dolphins star Tyreek Hill's home, ruled accidental but caused by a child. The firefighters were called Wednesday to extinguish a blaze at Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill's Southwest Ranches home in Florida. Mansion, we all saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Q, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, it sucks. You would hope that there was more attention on kids in the home alone. I mean, I don't know if the kid was alone. I don't know if there was a caretaker there. I don't know, what exactly was going on. But I know during the season, during the playoff run, a fire can get frustrating, especially at your home, at your residence. Like, that's tough. But I mean, it's one of those things you got to fight through throughout the season, because it's always something.
Definitely. And like you said, I think that hits a little different. Like, it's different. Of course, you never want it to happen, but if it's like a vacation home, condo, or whatever, but when it's right down the road and you have to leave practice, that's obviously a distraction right then and there. So I think that's big. And then also, which we had kind of touched on this before, but just him not being able to catch a break when it comes to children and responsibilities and things like that. It's like, as cliche as it sounds, where there's smoke, there's fire. Is that another red flag, or?
No, I just where not where there's smoke there's fire. But he's got like a dark cloud over him. Yeah, I don't know, because that is it. I know for him it's tough because earlier in his career he went through all the scrutiny from the domestic violence, whether it's between women or children or what he got exonerated from and all that. To now you have all of these issues with women you had children with. So it's just a lot going on in his career, and I just hope it smooths out for him,
right?
Because it just seems like there's too much going on in his world, and I mean some of it,
could be his own fault.
Self-inflicted.
It could be self-inflicted, but he'll get past this, because I mean a fire is just more so just having insurance and
Definitely.
and things. So I don't know. I know Steve's a little happy. This adds a distraction.
A bluff.
I mean, you're not happy that.
Well, first of all, if you watch the video, you saw Tyreek Hill in a boot.
Yeah.
Like, they showed him in a boot walking around. So I don't know how healthy he's going to be. First, and then they need to beat Buffalo, right? So they're playing Buffalo on, I believe, Sunday Night Football this week.
Mhm.
So they got to get past Buffalo.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, distractions, like you, stuff like that can really weigh on you. But then also, he might be one of those guys that doesn't care about possessions.
Right.
So.
And it just seems like he just can't catch a break. So I'm really glad that everybody was safe, especially a child being involved in something like that. Everybody was safe. And that's a lot to swallow. A lot to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Michigan and Washington advanced to the 2024 College Football Playoff National Championship game. There's been a lot to this college football playoffs. A lot of shots fired, a lot of tea with snubs. How are you guys feeling about this one?
I'm thinking Washington takes it.
Really?
To give us a little surprise. Because I mean, when's the last time we seen a Pac-10 team win it? Is USC? I think it was USC. I don't think there were any other Pac-10 contenders since. I don't think we had Stanford. I don't think we had none of the California teams, none of the Oregon teams. So I'd like to see this shakeup, because we're not seeing Georgia, Alabama, or Auburn, or the usual suspects. It's Pac-10 versus Big Ten. So
I believe Pac-10 USC 2008.
Yeah, that was the last squad.
Yep, USC they ruled the early 2000s. Yeah, it was like Reggie Bush year.
Easily.
Yeah. But I think if you like dive really deep into the game, both teams have played really well. Like, you watch both title games early on Monday. Shout out to Danny Hughes, because when I had a chance to go over and watch some football at his house, and it was really fun. But just watching both teams, he talked about just the wide receivers because he's a former wide receiver and just how the quarterback wide receiver relationship went and kind of comparing it to the Chiefs a little bit, right? Like there's a bunch of NFL draft picks on these teams. And so it's going to be a chance for both teams to be able to showcase, improve their draft stock.
Thanks.
And because we always talk about guys sitting out. Well, I don't think nobody's going to be sitting out at the national title now.
Definitely not. And at least they've been good games too. Like you said, we've been able to see like a lot of the prospects in action. And it'll be fun to see how many of these guys end up sticking together. Of course, we see like the Jalen Hurts and Devontaes that ended up on the same team. Like how many of these players will end up playing ball at the next level? Maybe even together. I think will be really dope to see out of this game.
Yeah. Trent McDuffie's happy. No, he went to Washington. Really? Yeah. He went to Washington.
He's one of those purple people. Okay.
So yeah, he's really happy about that.
Well, I guess we'll see who leaves, no doubt. Grambling State basketball team's 141-point victory sets the NCAA women's D1 record. They're leaving no doubt in the room at all. I love to see this. Q, your thoughts on this one?
That was a shellacking. Somebody said, I hope they get more into the word. The Bible college, that's so funny. But that's a lot of points. And I wonder who the leading scorer was. I should have looked at the box score on that one, but I could just imagine how those possessions look. Like I haven't looked up the highlights of this game, and I know it's probably online, but like how many layups do you give up to give up 150 something points?
A lot.
Like that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
It's giving like rec basketball when they can't even break the press and get across half court. And you're like, everybody drop back.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I would like to see like how bad that was.
So here are the starters. You have 35 points, 39 points, 34 points, 24 points, 32 points. Coming off the bench as a sixth woman, 20 points. Then you have 8 points, 8 points.
Sheesh.
Wow. So 3 people starting?
Or I'm sorry, wait. Yeah. Yep.
3 starters had 30 points plus. And then 2 starters had 20 plus.
And you think about 159 to 18.
That's insane. They didn't even break 20.
Who was the leading scorer on it? It had to be at least 6 points. Had to be at least 6 points for the Bible college.
Let me see. The leading scorer had. It doesn't even show her score.
Wow.
Well, and they gave all 13.
Oh, no. Sorry. The leading scorer had 8 points.
Okay, good.
That's crazy. They cleared the bench though. Like they gave all 13 of their players time, and each one of them scored at least 6 points.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
There's just no break. There's no drop off at that point. What do you do?
Yeah.
Like, is there not a mercy rule in basketball at this point?
I mean, other than because don't they run the clock after a while? Clock. But I mean, that whole game is a running clock. Like what?
Oh, we got shots fired again in the
comments. Going back to the college game, Jazz, your dad, Duke Palmer says, unstoppable force versus movable object. Huskies win a close one. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to take that to FanDuel. And Adam Garcia says Walls never scored 30 points in the game, and it shows. Oh, my goodness.
You couldn't put up 30 in that game?
He's easy. He's mad because I used to kill him and
used to get
buckets all the time. Horse, he could never beat me in a game of horse ever.
There's a whole lot of beef going on right now.
Yeah. He don't want to see me in basketball or in golf.
So you are Mr. Buckets, huh?
Let's run it.
Himothy Buckets. That's what they call me.
Let's run it. We need to see it. I need a one-on-one matchup to see what it's looking like.
Sure.
Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper fined $300,000 by NFL over thrown drink. Let's see what happened first.
Owner David Tepper in a suite at Sunday's game, appearing to throw a drink at a fan who looked to be taunting him from the stands below. Look again. There's the drink. There's Tepper throwing the cup. He storms off. The Panthers go on to lose to the Jaguars.
So let's just say you were at the game on Sunday. Let's just say it wasn't going well for the Chiefs, and you were sitting under the suite of Clark Hunt, and you happen to get a drink thrown on you by Clark. What are you doing?
Oh, That's tough because if you get the drink thrown on you, you're like, initially, I'm ringing some pocket, right? Initially,
easy.
I'm getting paid today. I need my college debt cleared out, right? But then again, if you're one of those other people that's sitting in this suite and tensions are high, you're like, oh, tensions were high. It's just a football game. Like, let's just let it ride.
No.
So I don't know. I think it would depend on how much debt I'm in, on what decision I make at that point. Like, I might be able to just write it off because, it's the Chiefs. They're, let's not draw too much attention.
No way.
It's the owner.
No way. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is.
What are you doing?
I'd be the first person in history to catch whiplash from a drink thrown in their face.
And it's cold outside. I got frostbite on my lips. My hands, I can't feel my hands. I'm telling you, like, I might even fall out. I'm gonna fall like four.
What do you mean, might?
No, because the drink is gonna hit me, and then I'm gonna fall down like four over four people, like the chairs. All that. Yeah, I'm selling easy.
Yeah, I mean, you would think I was in Kill Bill, the way the way I would snap back from a drink in my face.
It's like a Mortal Kombat dude. It just hit me, and I'm like, it's crazy though. It just shows, like, we talk about frustration. We see it from players all the time. So I feel like he should get the same of what a player would get. A player would get fined. A player would get possibly a suspension of some sort. But then it's the Carolina Panthers. So they fired their coach, their quarterback play. They picked the wrong guy. And I think he's just frustrated, man. He's frustrated. He thought this year was going to be a better year than last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before those 300.
It sounds like they need a new talent evaluator.
Yeah.
Dang, y'all aren't cutting Clark Hunt some slack at all?
I'm sorry, Clark. I love you, but man,
nah, not gonna happen. You better run them pockets.
Yeah, but there were people talking like that he was heckling the owner, talking crazy to him and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, he's still an owner of a football organization.
Yeah, and it's just words. Right. I mean, you've got enough money to eat those words.
Definitely.
So, sorry, Charlie. But yeah, he's gonna have to pay up for those thuggish actions.
Facts. And to think that this, like, the fine is probably still like pocket change to him, honestly. Like, if we're being real, it's like a hit, but
your dad said the drink flop. Exactly.
That's exactly what would happen.
I'm gonna get like actor of the year.
That's exactly
I'm winning an Academy Award for my acting.
My neck and my back.
Yeah, for sure.
On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss friend of the show, Pat McAfee. Keep it locked in. This is the Debbie Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Friend of the show, Pat McAfee, accuses top ESPN exec Norby Williamson of trying to sabotage his show. Shots fired.
Definitely.
Steve, your thoughts on this one?
You calling it like it is. It's crazy that how you get some people that get so high up in an organization that I'm talking about Pat that is like untouchable. And so no matter who it is, he's still gonna call him out. It's like y'all pay me $20-30 million and you're not gonna cut my show. That's too much money. So I'm gonna call you out. You know, so I think the and what happened was the ratings. What's his name? Norby Williamson. So he said Norby Williamson basically, did some things to him early on in his career, like left him when he was supposed to meet for like 30 minutes. And then this current time, he put out different ratings. Like, they're based off of each show is based off ratings. And Norby put out like the wrong ratings, basically saying that the show isn't doing as well. Just small stuff like that, just to rattle his feathers, I guess. Because, they're not cutting the show. It's not going to happen.
No, they aren't cutting the show, but he needs to be careful what his guests do and say. Because to me, this sounds like he's crying wolf after the big mistake that was made. And it wasn't even a mistake. I think this was it was very intentional that they went on there talking about conspiracy theories. And then he leaves the whole network open for a lawsuit. And that could turn bad, especially if Jimmy Kimmel wants to come back with some actual fire and some actual lawsuit for him, just for what would it be, defamation, and probably some other punitive damages within there. So he could say somebody's after him all he wants, but I don't think that's going to save him from a lawsuit.
Do you think that he should have just let it ride, and if anything, that he shouldn't have called wolf, I guess? Because you should have known that this is coming. You separated yourself. Like, things like this are going to be a part of you trying to take your own path. Do you think he should have just let it ride? Or do you think he's rightful in making this a story and bringing attention to it?
I think this is him trying to play victim after, letting Aaron Rodgers go in there and just say whatever.
Right. Steve, your thoughts?
But here's the thing about it is ESPN knew. Like, when they brought him, they know what kind of show he has. It's not really controversial, but they know what kind of show he has. And actually, we have some Pat McAfee audio. Let's hear what he had to say.
Anyways, we're very appreciative, and we understand that more people are watching this show than ever before. We're very thankful for the ESPN folks being very hospitable. Now, there are some people actively trying to sabotage us from within ESPN. Funny. More specifically, I believe Norby Williamson is the guy who is attempting to sabotage our program. I'm not 100% sure. That is just seemingly the only human that has information, and then somehow that information gets leaked and it's wrong, and then it sets a narrative of what our show is. And then are we just going to combat that from a rat every single time? I don't know. But like, somebody tried to get ahead of our actual ratings release with wrong numbers 12 hours beforehand. That's a sabotage attempt. And it's been happening basically this entire season from some people who didn't necessarily love the old edition of the Pat McAfee show to the ESPN family. Sure. There's a lot of those. We've heard them anonymously quoted in the Washington Post, in the New York Post, in the New York Times, in the LA Times, in Wall Street Journal. And they're never like, yeah, love the show. This is awesome. It's always like little things to try to tear us down. So even with the enemy within our own camp, somebody that I don't like that guy. That guy left me in his office for 45 minutes, no-showed me in 2018. So this guy has had zero respect for me. And in return, same thing back to him for a long time. So even with that taking place and potential PR, like we're still growing somehow. Yep. So we're very thankful. Yeah. I think we're doing it right. We're trying to do it as right as possible. We have good intentions every single time we come in here. We don't always get it right, but we're getting it wrong for a long time in this specific field. Long time.
Every day, every single day. What do you mean? Like you said, you have the right intentions. Like we're trying to sit here and have fun and talk about sports.
Bingo.
Which I think.
I mean, it sounds crazy, and I don't think it's far fetched.
Yeah.
I think if you have somebody that's on the top of ESPN like that has a lot of power, it's definitely being misused. I saw was that Jamel Hill?
Jamel Hill. I was going to say that.
She corroborated that, saying like, "Welcome to the team." So this is not his first time. So I don't know. They definitely have some internal issues, and clearly it starts at the top because there aren't really a lot of good decisions being made, and especially with Pat Show being brought over. So,
and I mean, I get that he had to do it on a platform that was going to be heard, but I think it was really bold. Like you could see almost like how uncomfortable the ESPN guy was sitting there through that like rant for a second. And I'm just trying to think of how he maybe could have like addressed it a little bit differently. I know he had to do it. I mean, what better time than on his show with an ESPN rep, but I don't know if he went about it the right way. I think he could have voiced that a little bit better.
Yeah, and like I said, they knew what kind of show he had, and if more than one person says something, and there has to be some kind of factual something, like you said earlier, when there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah. So I think the higher ups at ESPN are going to look into it, because when your quote unquote number one show, other than First Take, is not happy, then they're going to definitely take a look at it now. Which goes to show you they weren't going to take a look at when Jamel Hill came out and said something. They weren't going to take a look at when some of the other people that they let go, said something. So now when, like I said, your number, I guess you can say number two, because it's going to be there behind First Take. So your number two show says something, then of course we're going to take action.
No, definitely.
Be about that action, boss.
Now, Caitlin Clark's about that action. Her quest to break Division I women's scoring record.
I like how you did that there, too.
Thank you. She's well on her way. And she's on track to break it in February for the all-time women's scoring record, which that's another big thing. Like, you haven't even hit March Madness yet, and you're going to break it.
Yeah.
Goated, for sure.
Caitlin Clark is probably the best college basketball player ever.
Ooh, that was big.
Women's college basketball player ever. Ever. Like, she's doing stuff that the normal, like, men can't do.
She hasn't dunked.
True. Yet.
She's on track.
Yeah.
Maybe in February.
To her defense on that, you don't have to dunk to be a good player. There's a lot of terrible players that dunk.
I'm just.
Oh, really? Name one.
There's a lot of terrible players that can dunk.
Brian?
No.
Okay.
No, you tried.
Was I reaching? Yeah,
you was reaching like he did with that brush.
Back to regularly scheduled programming. So Caitlin Clark, like I said, she's definitely goated. I can say college basketball player. We haven't seen her against the top level competition as far as like women in WNBA. So when we see that, then we'll see exactly how she is. But right now, she's the best college basketball player to me ever. Now there have been some like stars, right. But Caitlin Clark is, she raw.
Definitely.
I mean, if you want to jump off the porch and say that, I'm cool with that.
Oh, okay. Am I wrong? Like, tell me if I'm wrong, because
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, okay.
Who are you thinking, Q?
And that's what I don't know. I think there's a couple of players.
You saying Angel Reese?
No.
Okay.
No. I wouldn't say Angel Reese is the greatest of all time. I don't even know
Brittany
if
Griner.
she breaks the top 10.
Brittany Griner? Ooh.
And that's what I'm saying. I think I'm forgetting some people because I mean we're
Skylar Diggins.
You're putting her over Cheryl Miller. You're putting her over Cheryl Swoops.
I am.
You're putting her. I mean, you're putting her over a lot of the Lisa Leslies of the world. I mean, you're putting her over a lot of people.
Facts.
She's done a lot. Like, all right.
I mean, that sounds like a recency bias, but okay.
Could be. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
I don't know about all time. I will definitely give her within the past 5, 10, maybe 15 years.
I give her that.
I don't know about
the last 5
all
to 10,
time women's basketball player. That's might be a little bit of a
because Cheryl Miller was a dog.
I forgot about Skylar Diggins.
Yep.
Yeah. Cheryl Miller was a dog.
I forgot about Skylar.
Yeah, you slept on that one. I won't give her all time. I think close, but all around, like I said, like a Brittany Griner, she was dunking. She was banging as a girl.
She was.
So all around, yes, she's a shooter, but
Brittany was the number 1 pick too, right?
Probably.
So. Yeah, I think
so. Yep. Well, she's well on her way. Caitlin Clark is. But even talking about it earlier when we said 3 girls put up 30 in one game, Caitlin's averaging 31.5.
Yeah.
Averaging 31.
See what I'm saying?
That's a dog.
Yeah, she got to win a national title though.
True.
To solidify my statements. Come on, Caitlin. You gotta win a national title.
Good luck.
Now
in Iowa though, it's tough because I mean you got what's her name in USC? Juju. Her name is Juju. What's her? I can't remember her last name. But then you still got LSU. You still got South Carolina. You still.
But I think that's almost more impressive because, if you look at the Angel Reese, she has a squad around her. I couldn't. I mean, maybe I'm sleeping a little bit on Iowa, but I can't really name anybody else around Caitlin. She's doing it pretty much solo mission. So imagine if she was on an LSU, a USC, or South Carolina's. Could you imagine?
Didn't one of the girls?
Hey, Garcia's trolling right now. He said Griner is Russian, so that doesn't count. She did get a residency over there.
Y'all are crazy.
Trolling.
Super trolling.
No.
I forgot what I was going to say. He's super trolling. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, didn't one of the stars from Iowa transfer to LSU, or was she with another team? I forget the transfer, but
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but
and in the comments, let us know because I mean I feel like she's okay. I'll backtrack for a sec. I won't say she's one of the greatest college basketball players.
Agreed.
Of all time, at least top 5.
Agreed. But yeah, hit us in the comments. Let's hear the hot take. Who do you think women's basketball greats of all time? Maybe give us our top 5.
Yep.
Is Caitlin in the talks of all time?
And if you're listening on 100.1 FM, remember you can like and subscribe on our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, however you want to watch us. You pretty much can tune in. No excuses, people.
Would you give LeBron greatest of all time if he never won a championship?
I don't give him greatest of all time. Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the hater.
I mean, this sounds like
it's always MJ. That's not Kobe hate. That's nothing. MJ.
This sounds like This sounds like a shaky foundation.
Hater's gonna be a hater all day long.
I'm not moving the goalposts on this, y'all. I promise.
The goalposts definitely moved. They're actually walking right now. The goalposts are wearing Jordans. They're wearing the sneakers of the week.
Yeah, the greatest of all time, right?
They're wearing the sneakers of the week.
For sure.
Oh man.
Now, maybe if you guys interact with us, we can be in the top 93 out of 100. In 2023, 93 of the 100 most watched TV programs were NFL games.
I really got a lot to say about this because when you think about just 2023 as a whole, what happened with TV? There was a strike. So there were no new shows that were coming out.
True.
And I'm not knocking NFL. I love the NFL, love football, but there were no new shows. There were Netflix, I believe, was down this year because of no new shows. So they were trying to figure it out. And with the writer's strike, you had to watch something.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the numbers, and I don't know, I think the numbers are in there somewhere, but the numbers for Monday Night Football were the highest ever. And then the NFL. So you got NFL on Monday night, Thursday night, and
that's
Saturday.
yeah.
We talked about that. It's Saturday. You got it on Sunday all day. You ain't got nothing. It's like thrown in your face. You have nothing else to watch. And then not only the writer strike, but then you have a new fan base with
Swifties
the
and the different
with Taylor Swift, like
drama.
a whole different. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and the lady was like, my granddaughter at 7, like, doesn't know anything about football, but she started watching the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift.
Right.
She said, yeah, my grandson, she's like, yeah, my grandson is 9. So she said her granddaughter, but her grandson is 9, her brother, the 7-year-old's brother. And he, he's all about football. He plays sports, but he watches it. And then the 7-year-old, she never really like cared about it. But now she's like, oh, we'll turn to the game. I'm ready. Is Taylor Swift on yet? So no matter what. And then she got in tune to like watching football. So like now she's all in the sports. And so there's across the world, it's people like that love Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Totally tapping into other fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder how, like you said, how many people are tuning in just because of the drama too. Like drama with Taylor Swift, with other players, like, I don't know, not even necessarily because of the football, just to see who's there, who's dating who. I don't know.
It's crazy that it leads to like who's dating who.
Literally, like what's the tea, Well, and I think a lot of it might be because of them like diversifying the platforms too. Like now we can watch it on Prime or like other things. So I wonder how much that's impacted it, because then people don't have to have regular cable or whatever. Like as long as you have one of the platforms you can watch. So I wonder if that caused any of the spike. I never thought I would be watching Amazon Prime games.
Yeah.
Like
some people bought Prime just for that.
Literally.
I mean, Thursday night football, if you don't have Prime, you can't watch unless you like pirated it from somewhere.
Yeah, because I mean, there's several sites to watch it without.
We're not saying it's okay, people, but there's other places you can watch Thursday night football.
Just what happens. I mean, we're not promoting it, but that's what happens.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, I think, and then we started talking about the Chiefs. Think about it. Out of that, what was it, 80%? Or no, 93, well, basically 90% almost, a little about 87% of everybody that watched a TV show, watched football. Think about how much of that was Chiefs. I mean, they were in the Super Bowl. The draft was in Kansas City.
True.
You had Taylor Swift. The talk around about Patrick Mahomes, the Travis Kelce. So the Chiefs, the Tyreek. So all of that put Kansas City like out there we're talking TV. So it used to be flyover country, just middle of America. Now it's just,
Now it's slowly becoming a destination. So
we're stirring
slowly.
the pot.
We there. We in there.
Close.
We're
close.
swimwear.
Close.
Like
We're close.
swimwear.
Okay.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hate or Love It segment. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it today. Friend of the show, Darius, he sent one in. Let me find where it is real quick, and then we can get to it.
Who had the best gritty, or who had the best
he
swag
said,
surf?
yeah, which kingdom swag surfed better this week? Chiefs Kingdom or God's Kingdom by the way of Dream Center Church of Atlanta? Huh.
What?
Yeah, he said Dream Center Church. I guess they must have swag surfed. Darius, you still watching? Let us know what happened.
That.
They swag surfed in church?
Yeah, for New Year's. Like it was New Year's service.
So they was actually playing like swag surf in the church?
I think I saw it on TikTok or Twitter or something. And they were like, dang, I didn't know I was coming to church for all this. I was like, I need to go to wherever church y'all at. What? That's lit.
Right.
But I think it was dope seeing Chiefs. And then who was it on the sidelines that I told them to play that song?
Willie Gay.
It? Yep. And they were talking about Willie Gay knew exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
I liked that.
That's fine.
And you know what though? Like, as much as people talk about how the up and downs of the season, we haven't seen them have fun like that.
True.
You know? And I talked about this all the time last year. Like, as long as they're having fun, we don't see another NFL team that was having fun when they had Tyreek Hill, and of course you see Kelsey, because they used to do that all the time. I think I posted a video,
Pacheco
of them, doing that. I mean, you get McKinnon, Pacheco, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Man, it's a dance party. But when they played that though, I was like, man, there's still 2 minutes left. They're only down by 8. They got the ball. Like,
it was a little early.
It was early, but they got through it. But it's good to see them having fun though.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And especially that energy going into postseason. I feel like you need that. You need the push. Let's, like you said, start to have fun with it. I liked it. Let's get to our hater. Love it.
Hate it. It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week.
Yeah.
We have the Jordan Tatum 1 Tunnel Walks.
They kind of fire. I like these.
I like those. Interesting colorway, but I like it.
Yeah.
Is that lime green on the insole?
It is.
I can dig it.
It is.
That's a lot going on.
What?
Basketball shoes, right?
That's a lot going on.
Hoop shoes.
I would hoop these. I would hoop in these for
Really?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like you guys know I like the neutrals.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
very
can rock 'em.
neutral.
Yeah. The New Balance 1906R Lunar New Year.
I kind of like these, to be honest. They fire.
It's kind of giving me an old lady shoe.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I don't think so. Hard pass.
Yeah, I like these though. They
Rich
fire.
old lady gang. That's what that is.
Sign me up.
And she definitely has like matching gloves and a matching stocking cap to go with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
white
around it.
peacoat.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, I might slide in some of these. Like, I like these.
That looks
guess
like
I'll be rich old lady.
That looks like a Joko Mom special.
Yeah, you can have those, Steve.
Sign me up.
Same with the Snow Peak New Balance Neobium concept.
You ain't wear these?
Nah.
Not unless I'm going sledding.
Hey, they come in handy. These ones you just got to keep tucked away till you need them.
This looks like one of Kanye's like reject designs that they kept.
Facts. Yeah, I'll hard pass on those.
They fire though. I wear them.
What are you gonna wear those with, Steve, on a regular day? Please tell me.
I ain't saying a regular day. I'm saying when I keep them tucked away till it snows outside. I think I'm like, man, Jasmine be like, man, my Uggs just ain't getting it. And I'm like, well, I got on my Snow Peaks. They getting it.
I'll triple layer my socks before I wear those. I'm good.
Yeah.
Hard pass. I do dig these. The Nike Air Max 1 Dark Team Reds.
Yeah, these are fire.
The only decent ones for the week for
These
me.
are fire.
Yeah, those are tough.
Yeah.
Those are classic though. Like those are hard.
You can't go wrong with some Air Max. Like it's classic.
And then knowing Steve, he'd wear that with like a Lower Marion throwback jersey.
Fair enough. Or with one of his Chiefs game day fits. I can see it.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
We know you too well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Seattle Kraken got it cracking when they walked out to the NHL Winter Classic as fish are tossed. Let's see what went down.
They did get it. Is that
They were throwing fish. I don't know what kind of fish it was, but they were like throwing fish, and it was kind of weird. But it was
weird.
Dope. It was dope.
Well, no, that's
was
what
dope.
it's like a Seattle market or something where they do
fish market.
that.
The fish market.
Yeah.
That's like a
So they throw fish at you while you going in the restaurant?
Well, no.
No, in
So
the market, they throw it
they're
to
throwing fish in the market. So you order it, and then they get it from the back, and then they throw it to the front, and they like catch it.
It's like a
and
whole
it's-
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like flair bartending, but with like fish.
Okay. All right.
I'm with it. I thought that was super hard. And I would
I mean, I like it. I'm just saying it was weird because they walk in. What if somebody get hit with a fish?
Nah.
You're not gonna
You
get.
gotta have your head on the swivel.
Those weren't small fish.
You get rocked for sure.
You
gotta
would.
have your head on a swivel at the fish market.
Nah, I shout out to whatever production team put that together. Because I mean that's a fire idea. And it's definitely something that brings attention to the game. That doesn't make me want to watch hockey.
Yeah,
but I want to see more hockey teams, do that. And this was, what was it, the mid-season classic?
Yeah, they do it.
Whatever it's called.
In like a baseball stadium.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
fire.
Fire idea. And I mean the weather cooperated with them. It looked like it was chilly but not too cold. Type of thing. I like it. I rock with it the whole nine.
That get you to watching hockey?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't get me to watch hockey.
I would probably watch the first quarter or half or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I would have tuned in.
Yeah, so normally they do those. Like I remember one of the classic ones was Boston. I can't remember who they played, but it was snow on the ground. They were at Fenway, and yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, it's pretty dope. I want to go to a hockey game. Like I've been to one of the NHL games. Not even Mavericks. It was shout out to the Mavericks too, because I think they're in the playoffs or the finals or something like that. But shout out to them. So an NHL game that's not like one of the preseason games. Like I want to go and like experience the fights. That's the only reason I want to go is just watch fights.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to like one of the big main. I think it's like Wyoming or something like that. Is like one of the main hockey. I want to go to like a hockey state peak game. Like
really?
It's rocking. Like a really invested. I think St. Louis is also known for hockey, isn't it?
Blues, yep. But Minnesota, if you want to go, just drive it to Minnesota. One of Peyton's, my son Peyton's baseball coaches, he's from Minnesota, and he talked about like they grew up playing hockey. And he was like, yeah, we used to flood like our backyard and freeze it over. Yeah, and then we got an ice hockey rink. He said a lot of people used to do that. Flood like a different area, a certain area, and they go and just skate on it and play hockey.
That's crazy.
That's hard. But that's a whole lot going on. Like I got to get the skates down first before I can start hitting using a stick or anything else. Like hockey is really like a layered sport.
Yeah.
Like tough. But honestly, I will say about this clip, the only one thing that I was thinking if I was one of those production people was don't drop the fish. Could you imagine if you drop the fish, you're the one person in the bot that drops it?
That's me. I'm like, don't drop it.
That's what would go through my head the entire time.
Yeah, but
they pulled it off.
How much you think those fish weigh?
A good 50 pounds.
No,
it's more than that.
No,
it's more. You see how big those fish were?
They were big, but I don't think they weigh that much.
40?
40 pounds. Yeah.
It's saying they throw salmon, Alaskan halibut, and then I don't know this other fish, turbot, turbo. I would guess.
Yeah, I think that looked like an Alaskan salmon. It really did.
Are you a fish enthusiast now?
It looked like from what I saw, the way that it was shaped, the color, it looked like an Alaskan salmon.
I like your educated guess. I like your educated guess.
Yeah, but no, I don't think they were like 40 pounds. Maybe 20. Maybe 20.
I don't know.
Still,
They
a
look
20-pound fish is heavy.
I'm scared. Don't throw it at me.
You've had a 20-pound medicine ball. It's not that bad.
Okay. Wait. So you get 40 feet away from somebody and throw a 20-pound something. It's hitting you. Still gonna you still gonna feel it.
That's why you catch with your hands, Steve.
You gotta brace it.
Yeah.
Nah,
you gotta be an athlete.
And
Steve.
it's a fish, so it ain't like it's a football. Like exactly.
All right. I don't know if I'm believing these horse stories because you had a horse story earlier,
man.
And now you're talking about dropping fish.
And speaking of Garcia, he said, "When is the W show going to a UFC event?"
Shoot, I'm down.
Hey.
I'll see some fights.
Sign us up.
Tell me where to be.
At UFC.
Now, Clay reveals current conversation that changed his mindset amid struggles. Let's see what Clay had to say.
Well, Steve and I had actually a great conversation yesterday, and that helped me relax a lot. Sometimes I forget just how successful and how lucky I've been to be a part of championship teams and all-star games and gold medals. When you want to get back to that level so badly, you can kind of get in your own way. And rather than forcing it, we had a conversation about just enjoying this last chapter of my career and how lucky I truly am to still be playing this game and do it at a high level and being a better mentor for these young guys, leading by example, and having my energy right every game. And he helped me realize that I do have negative energy, how that affects the team in a poor manner. So we had a great conversation. That just helped me.
It's crazy, man. And you could. Here's the thing about Klay Thompson. You have two injuries back to back. You missed basically 3 years of your sport, and you come back, and your team it's not the same team as it was. I mean, the team they relied on Klay Thompson a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, KD was there at the time of their championship run after their first couple wins, but now this just screams saying you're washed without saying you're washed, right? Like, he's older, talks about having negative energy. See, my 2024 thing, like, yeah. But he's definitely going through it. And sometimes you're in a slump, you're just in a slump. And when you're older, and like I said, you go through things and you're trying to figure it out. And who's there to help him figure it out? Because Steph is having a little struggle too. You have Draymond that's going through his things. Normally, these guys would be able to pick each other up, but everybody's going through things and there's nobody there. That's why Steve Kerr had to step in, head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where you need a routine. I would say you get a lot of these teams and especially like these dynasty teams that they played together. They probably had the same routine. They've had, I mean, literally the same coach. There needs to be a shakeup that happens. But in terms of Clay, I mean, Clay came back from some devastating injuries. And that can take a toll on you. As far as his energy, I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. I don't know how he lifts up other players and things, but there's definitely been some like turmoil and different things within the locker room that probably doesn't make it a great place to play the game that they love. And it's just tough. It's a lot of adversity, like you said. Draymond having his struggles, Steph having his troubles. There's a lot going on, and I mean they probably just need to part. And this might be it. We might be seeing this team part ways. We might be seeing them get rid of Clay and Draymond, and that be it.
Thanks.
I agree. Yeah, great show. Great 20 show to the 2024
Starting
season.
off strong.
Of course. We're gonna work on our New Year's resolutions.
Period.
Definitely. We appreciate everyone who tuned in on today's show. Remember, you can interact with us on social media. Use hashtag talk about it. We'll talk about any topic you want. Until next week, we are out of here.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live. The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.